Hi guys, it's Alan here on Mbak channel. So on today's video, I'm talking about not too fun topic. I think this is fun for me and for who those of you who wants to, refreshing your knowledge about economics, and who those of you which is your students or you're just curious about economics things, And then, without further ado, let's get into it, And then, have you ever think about, or have you ever curious about why do you study economics? Yeah. And then here, I just write a book about economics for everyone. This is a kind of a good book to guide you to know deeply about economics. Yeah. So here, most people think economics is a technical, confusing, and even mysterious subject. It's a field best left to the experts, namely the economists. But in reality, economics should be quite straightforward. After all, economics is simple about how we work, and then what we produce and how we distribute and ultimately use what we produce. Economics is about who does what, who gets what, and what they do with it. At simple grassroots level, we all know something about economy, and we should all have something to say about economics. Moreover, because we interact, cooperate, and clash with each other in the economy, economics is a social subject. It is not just a technical, concrete force like technology and productivity that matter. It is also interactions and relations. It is also the interactions and relationship between people that make the economy go around. So, you don't need to be an economist to know a lot of economics. Yeah? You don't need to be an economist to know a lot about economics. Everyone experiences the economy, yeah? And everyone contributes to it one way or another. Everyone has an interest in the economy and how it functions, how well it functions, and in whose interest it functions. And everyone has grassroots sense of where they personally fit into the big economic picture, and how well they are doing compared to others, compared to the past, and compared to their expectations or in the future. This is the stuff economics should be made of. Unfortunately, in this book has a few. Most professional economics don't think about economics in this common sense, grassroots context. To the contrary, they tend to adopt a rather superior attitude in their dealings with untrained masses. They invoke complicated technical, let's say mumbo-jumbo, usually unnecessary to their arguments to make their case. They claim to know what is good for the people, even better than the people themselves do. They take a great pleasure in expounding theories that are counterintuitive and puzzling to the rest of us. They present themselves as interpreters of a mysterious realm which average people cannot hope to comprehend. And since they study things that are measured in billions or even trillions of dollars, their sense of importance grows in their own eyes and in others, And then that's why we see economics on the television's news every night. Their advice might actually to be more important to our long-term economic well-being than that of the economics. So nothing better exemplifies economics, how it all edited than debates over free trade. Conventionally trained economics take it as proven fact that free trade between two countries always make both sides better off. And then the people who question and oppose free trade union social activities, nationalists must either be acting from ignorance or else are pursuing some narrow-vested interest that conflicts with the border good. Those troublesome people should be lectured to, and economics love nothing better than expounding their beautiful theory of comparative advantage, or just simply ignore. And that's exactly what most governments do. Ironically, even some conventional economics now recognize that traditional comparative advantage theory is wrong for many reasons. Worse yet, the arrogance of economics is not failure-free. Outside the academic world, the vast majority professions economics work for organizations with a deep vested interest in the status quo, namely banks, brokerage, corporations, industry associations, and governments, of course. Inside academia, meanwhile, most economics are wedded to a peculiar versions of economics called neoclassical economics. This kind of economic is as ideological as it is scientific. It was developed in the late 19th century to defend capitalism, not just explain it, and it still goes to great lengths to try to prove a whole portfolio of bizarre, political, loaded, and obviously untrue propositions. Like claiming that merely owning financial wealth itself productive, or that everyone is paid according to their productivity, or that unemployment does even actually exist. Whether in this university or the real world, therefore, most economists fully believe that competitions, inequality, and accumulations of private wealth are central in this university or in the real world. Therefore, most economists fully believe that competitions, inequality, and the accumulations of private wealth are central, natural, and desirable features of a vibrant, efficient economy. These value systems infuses their analysis and their recommendations. Aside from academia, it is reinforced by the fact that most economists are directly employed by organizations which have benefited mightily from the current lopsided economic system. And I think we need a more democratic economy, more a grassroots approach. I think we need an economics that's not based on abstract assumption, but instead start from the concrete circumstances of average people's lives. We need an economics for everyone, right? Don't you think that? So I would not want to be operated by an untrained medical student, and people who want to make important economic decisions and give important economic advice should be formal trained in economics. A hard-working laborer has a very different economic interests from a red suspended currency trader And the rabble has as much to say about economic as trader. In fact, in hard economic terms, the rabble almost certainly produce more real value than the currency trader, despite the enormous sums of money passing through the trader computer every business day. For elitisms of economics, this empowers and silence the voice of non-experts. So, the economy is too important to be left to the economics. Ordinary people have valuable economy knowledge that's usually ignored by the expert. More importantly, that the analysis and advice of the expert is all too often compromised by their positions in the economy they are telling us how to manage. Everyone has a stake in economy. Everyone has economic interests they need to identify and protect. Learning about economics will help them to understand where they fit into the bigger system and help them fight for a better deal. An economist might tell you that your job depends on the central bank raising interest rates to control inflation, in the long run anyway. An economist may tell you that free trade will increase productivity and hence increase incomes, although you may lose your job in the process. Economists may tell you that eliminating union and minimum wage will make the society richer. No pain, no gains, don't you think? It's hard. And never trust an economist with your job. Learn about economics yourself. Make up your own mind about what might protect your job and what might destroy it. A society in which ordinary people know more about economics and recognize the often conflicting interests at stake in economy. It's a society in which more people will feel confident deciding for themselves what's best instead of trusting the experts. It will be a more democratic society.